Okay, Bio 20s, here we are with lesson number 2 on photosynthesis, and this lesson is talking about pigments. Now, pigments are molecules, and they're typically colored molecules, and the ones that we're going to talk today about in photosynthesis are found in the thylakoid membranes. So remember, in the chloroplast, you've got this outer membrane, and then the inner membrane, and then you've got these little stacks. We just talked about these. They look like little pancakes. Well, right in the membrane are these little pigments, and these little pigments, these little colored molecules, are what are absorbing light energy. And of course, the plant has to take in sunlight to make food, to make sugar, to make glucose. But the pigments, these colored molecules, only take in and absorb certain wavelengths of light. So how many of you guys remember when you learned about the colors of the rainbow, it was Roy G. Biv. So here's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Those are the colors of visible light. And it turns out that the pigments that plants use in photosynthesis are chlorophyll. You've all heard of chlorophyll, but there's two different types of chlorophyll, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. And these chlorophyll molecules do the best. They absorb light in kind of this blue range and also kind of the yellow and orange range. This is supposed to be an O for orange. So these blue-violet wavelengths of light and also the kind of red wavelengths of light are the best to stimulate photosynthesis. So that's a key point here. Key points is that there are pigments, not pigments, pigments that absorb light energy. These pigments are found in the thylakoid membrane. The most common ones are chlorophyll, and the light that best stimulates them, the blue and red wavelengths of light. Okay, so they're the best stimulated by the blue and red wavelengths. So now you're probably wondering to yourself, though, why is a plant green? When I look at a leaf, why is it green? Well, here's the thing. The pigments absorb the blue and the kind of orangey red, but the plant reflects the green wavelengths of light, and that is what you see. Okay, so again, these pigments take in the wavelengths of light, and that stimulates photosynthesis so that the plant can make food, glucose, and oxygen, and they're best stimulated by blue and red wavelengths. The color that you see is what is reflected. So when the plant is green, it is reflected. Now, I gotta tell you guys, chlorophyll is not the only pigment in plants. Okay, chlorophyll is not the only pigment in plants. It's the most common one, and like we said, it's green. Why does it look green? Because it's absorbing blue and red, but it's reflecting to your eye green. So there are other pigments that are found in plants. So there are carotenes. Now I want to ask you, what word does that look like? Well, to me it looks a lot like carrot. And in reality, it's kind of an orange colored pigment. There's also xanthophylls. They're yellow. Okay, and you look at a plant leaf when it's fall, it's autumn time, and you see reds and yellows and oranges because the chlorophyll is shutting down. The tree is starting to lose its leaves. There's less chlorophyll because there's less sunlight, and as a result, you start seeing the other colors like oranges and yellows. So chlorophyll, the green, is not the only pigment in plants, but these pigments are needed in photosynthesis to absorb that light energy so that the plant can make food.